There is a prison in North Korea holding tens of thousands of people. You can see the guard towers from space. The government insists it does not exist. One man was born inside it and forced to watch his own mother and brother executed in front of him. Shin Dong-hyuk is the only known person ever born inside one of North Korea's total control zones to escape and reach the outside world. He was born in Camp 14 in 1983 to parents granted what guards called a reward marriage, a rare privilege given for years of compliant behavior. From infancy, his entire existence was slavery, constant hunger, forced labor from childhood, beatings for the smallest infractions, a dropped tool, a missed quota, a wrong word. Think about that. A child sentenced to a life sentence for a crime he did not commit before he could even speak. At age 14, he witnessed the public execution of his own mother and older brother, accused of planning to escape. He endured brutal torture himself, not for planning anything, but simply for knowing about their plan and failing to report it to guards. Burned over an open fire, hung by his wrists and ankles for days. In January 2005, at 23 years old, he finally escaped, crawling over an electrified fence using the body of a fellow prisoner who had died on the wire moments earlier, using it to avoid being burned alive himself as he climbed over the top. Shin's story is not an isolated case. It is one confirmed, verified window into an entire hidden system most of the world still refuses to fully reckon with. Satellite imagery and decades of survivor testimony have confirmed a network of political prison camps known as Kwanliso, operating across North Korea for over half a century. Researchers have identified at least 6 of these camps by number: 14, 15, 16, 18, 22, and 25, together holding an estimated 53,000 to 65,000 political prisoners as of the most recent analysis. That number is actually down from earlier estimates closer to 120,000, and human rights researchers are clear about why. It is not because conditions improved. It is because so many prisoners have died. Camp 16, near Hwaseong, is the largest political prison camp in North Korea. A former guard described it as nearly 31 miles long and 25 miles wide, an area larger than some small countries, hidden entirely from public view. Unconfirmed reports suggest prisoners have even been used in construction work near North Korea's own nuclear test site, forced labor feeding directly into the regime's weapons program. Camp 22 tells an even darker story. At its peak in the 1990s, it held an estimated 50,000 prisoners. In 2012, sources inside North Korea reported it had simply closed. Satellite imagery showed the area remained inhabited, still active, but defectors eventually agreed the camp itself had shut down. Many prisoners were reportedly transferred to Camp 16. Several thousand others remain completely unaccounted for to this day, not released, not confirmed dead. Simply gone, with no former prisoner of that camp ever known to have escaped and told their story. Camp 25, near the coastal city of Chongjin, operates differently from the others. Unlike the sprawling collective farm structure of the larger camps, it functions more like a traditional penitentiary, offenders detained collectively in prison cells rather than scattered across agricultural labor units. Satellite analysis shows it remains well-maintained and fully operational, with a furniture factory and lumber yard providing forced labor for the state. Between 1981 and 2013 alone, an estimated 400,000 of the 500,000 people imprisoned across this entire camp system died inside them. Not executed, not shot, worked and starved to death slowly over years. Unlike almost any other prison system on Earth, North Korea does not simply punish the person accused of a crime. It punishes their families too, sometimes across 3 full generations, for a single person's alleged offense. A grandfather's supposed disloyalty can condemn grandchildren not yet born to a lifetime behind an electrified fence. At Camp 14 itself, one survivor testimony described public executions held weekly for decades, until camp administrators, reportedly fearing the executions could spark riots among prisoners who had nothing left to lose, moved them to a secret, undisclosed site instead. That same witness recalled his shock upon first arriving at the camp, describing fellow prisoners as walking skeletons, barely recognizable as human, malnourished to the point of physical deformity. He estimated between 1,500 and 2,000 prisoners, most of them children, died from starvation every single year during his time there. Satellite images collected over more than a decade, analyzed by Amnesty International and human rights groups, show new guard posts appearing year after year, expanded housing blocks, and even an upgraded crematorium at these facilities. Continuous investment in infrastructure built for one purpose only: repression at scale. A former security official at Camp 16, speaking anonymously for the first time in Amnesty International's reporting, described detainees being forced to dig their own graves before execution and women being raped by guards and then simply disappearing, never seen or heard from again. North Korea refuses all access to United Nations investigators, human rights monitors, and independent journalists. It has never once officially acknowledged that these camps exist, despite satellite evidence spanning over a decade, despite testimony from the handful of people who have somehow survived to tell the world what happens inside. And yet year after year, the satellites keep watching. The perimeter fences keep expanding. The guard towers keep multiplying. An entire hidden world of forced labor and slow, deliberate death is operating in plain sight from orbit, fully documented, fully denied by the only government on Earth capable of shutting it down. What does it say about the international community when overwhelming verified evidence exists year after year and nothing changes? Drop your take below.